Hi YouTube! So, today we will be doing Furina's story quest. After such a emotional, strong, intense, amazing Archon quest, I'm really excited to know what's gonna happen with Furina, her life moving forward, and the role that she's gonna be playing in Fontaine. Without further ado, let's jump into Furina's story quest and see what she has ready for us. Let's do this! Okay. Let's see.
Hey, Catherine, it's us. Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps?
The more lucrative, the better.
You know we're worth it. For quality work and speedy results, choose Paimon and the Traveler.
Speedy results.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see.
Yes,
Actually,
always.
We do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
We will decide.
We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
What's the
To
situation?
put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues and is currently unable to perform the role.
Wait, temporary actress Furina?
But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
Furina!
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Furina
That's
could
right.
volunteer.
Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
Unless we find a person, then that would be Furina, because yes, Furina deserves the world.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out
looks
another
worried.
solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Yeah, like getting a different person.
It's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
He looks very worried, honestly.
Let's go.
Like the guard. It's okay,
Hello
Catherine.
there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my
And
musical?
pretend to be
Wow,
an
sounds like we're pretty
actress.
famous in Fontaine already.
It's okay, we can cross-dress
But to answer
either.
your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we
Oh.
can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show.
Yeah,
It would
don't
be
cancel
such
the
a
show.
shame.
It's okay, we'll give you Furina. Can't you cover the budget for a new actress with ticket fees?
That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts.
Amateur.
All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we
Okay.
had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell
Oh,
you?
no, she didn't tell us?
Yeah. This is supposed to be our final show
Oh, our
together as a
final
troupe.
show, but why?
One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high
Aw.
note. Nobody wants things to just
Yeah.
fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it.
Catherine mentioned that one of your actresses can't make it.
Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic
leading
illness ever since
lady.
childhood.
Oh,
And unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform.
Yeah, chronic
The
illnesses
show
be a
just won't be
pain.
the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Now I feel bad.
clearer picture
Now I feel
now.
bad for him.
Let's see if we can come up with any ideas.
Furina.
What sponsored the show. Traveler,
Me
how much
sponsoring
more
the
are you
show?
carrying?
How much more
Please,
are you
there's no need
carrying?
to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Furina would carry the show though, so yes, she's very good. Mora isn't the biggest problem. How do you find someone who is a good fit for the role?
Good point.
Sure.
If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible.
Oh?
Oh, wait! What about... you know who?
Oh, you know, what about you know who? Great minds think alike. I was just thinking that.
That's how you know we're the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now.
Yes,
She's
they're
really
thinking
good
about
at performing,
Furina.
and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous.
Furina?
Her? You're... That was a joke,
Oh, do you not
right?
want to win her?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really
Oh, she would
good
be
at
really
it.
good at. Like, she's literally
You're
a...
not wrong there.
Really,
She's
she's
actually
an
performed
amazing
in a number of
performer.
big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular.
Wait!
But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still entitled to
performed
many
shows.
people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady
Yeah, we still
Furina
have
might
her.
feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours.
You want the show to go ahead, don't you? Are you prepared to do whatever it takes?
Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Furina star in our show. I'm sure the
Okay.
rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her
In
one
a
day.
way.
Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No
Why?
point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask.
Yeah, let's ask her and then we'll figure out.
Things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Yeah, I would like her to be a bit like more down to earth because yeah, that was like putting up front. Okay, let's go. It will be good to check in on her anyway.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Got you.
Wait, where does Furina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here.
Wait, she
I
has
can
her
provide it
address.
to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
She like
I
left.
came over when things were starting to sound more promising.
Oh.
I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed.
Aww.
It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you,
That's
ma'am.
rare.
Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Furina. Back in a jiffy.
Back in the jiffy.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here?
I mean,
Not that there's anything wrong with this place. It's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
oh,
You know,
Paimon, don't be
It's
like this.
common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't an earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Oofed. Oofed.
Okay, when did Poppy Gun and Thin Air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip.
She sounds
I ran out
normal.
of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider
Macaroni.
range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too.
Imagine getting like macaroni every day. Everyday macaroni. Don't you get sick of macaroni every day?
Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
Yeah, why is she... Is it because all you have to do... Is it because you... Wait, is it because you have to do all your own cooking now?
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity!
Uh,
It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucelor or blubber profiteroles in no time.
What? What are
if
these
thought so inclined.
recipes?
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry, we're sorry. Please don't be mad.
Okay, Pamela's just showing consent for your well-being. Exactly, like literally.
Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either.
That's not important. We actually came here to ask for your help.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help.
If not you, then no one. You're the only person for the job.
Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude.
That's
just
very
now.
generous of you, Furina.
So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific?
Um,
I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star
The
in all of
brightest
Fontaine,
star in all of
well-versed in all the
Fontaine.
various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities.
okay.
But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline.
Why
your
would you
asking
decline
request.
it?
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
Yeah, she should be able to do that
True,
easily.
But I have made a decision to retire from the stage.
Oh, is it
Although
after
I am no
what
longer
happened?
required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me.
I mean, doing that for 500
Centuries
years.
of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that
Doesn't know
can't
how
be
to start
undone
the
now.
fire.
It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again.
Yeah, this is a
But
real
at
Furina.
least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
So that's how you really feel.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross.
I mean,
If I
fair
make
enough.
an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform.
Fair enough.
And that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Yeah, do you know anyone, Furina?
Nope.
But
Short and to the point. Okay.
Paimon looks
I've
very
never
worried.
been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me.
I mean,
Since I'm
yeah.
just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help.
you shouldn't assume the worst of people, and yeah, that
True,
would be that.
but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for. Ooh, no way. I'm
She looks
dying
very
from
worried.
embarrassment just thinking about it.
Aww.
Not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
A lot.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would.
Ah, my camera!
Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Furina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troop will be so disappointed.
Let's try to come up with a plan B.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. Alright then, we'll see you around, Furina.
Bye-bye, Furina.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Toot. I'm going home to take a rest now.
Aww, we couldn't get her help.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Furina's decision.
Yeah, we have to. It's our
Even the thought of
boundary.
performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Oh,
Huh? What's going on? Are they arguing?
yeah, are they arguing?
That's
Actually, like,
besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
oh
You didn't
no.
need to say it. We've known each other for how long now?
Oh no.
We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
Oofed.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Well, we don't want you to black out
Shortly
on the
after you
stage,
left,
so...
The troop's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Furina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then.
Only for her to find out she's no longer needed,
Yeah,
basically.
she's livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Furina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
We have no ideas.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness
Yeah.
flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it? The whole team is putting everything they have into this final performance. We have to make sure it goes ahead.
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's
Oh, you
working
got a new
brilliantly.
navigation.
I'll
Okay.
definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day.
Yeah, but
I
with the
share
new medication,
everyone's
you can
desire
never
to commemorate
know.
all our years as a
like,
troupe with a
it can be
proper
hit and
farewell
miss.
show. So the last thing I want is to be left out. Every
Oh.
one of us thinks of this troupe as their
True.
home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
Aww.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on.
What is
sure.
happening? What is happening? Wait, is Furina around or something? I called it! I called it!
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list. All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Furina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned.
Yeah, she
a
needs to be
teensy bit
everywhere where the
concerned,
drama is.
That's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things.
Strongly worded things.
And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Totally
Aww.
fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
Frida apologizing. Then why did you just show yourself?
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very
Yes.
sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you.
Aww.
And then, to make matters worse, you caught me.
Furina!
But in any
She's
case,
very-
it sounds like
Aw.
the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Furina star in our show?
Star on
There's
show.
no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as lady. Just Furina is fine.
Ooh.
I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband?
Ooh.
If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance.
Look at her.
Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control.
What is exactly beyond their
Everything's
control?
been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She
Ooh.
kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly,
Really?
and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe.
Okay.
And tragically, she was a victim in this serial
Oh.
disappearances
Oh,
case.
no way. No.
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to
Wait,
justice.
no way.
But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
Yeah, they
She
wouldn't
was
be
a
able to
loyal
bring
fan
him
of your
back.
performances, Miss Furina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us.
Sounds like
People
she's done
loved
a
our
lot.
performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately,
No, I think
we'd rather
Furina
end
could
things
become
now
the
on our own
director.
terms than
I think she
stick
would.
it out to the bitter end and watch all our
I
dreams
think she
turn
could
to
do
dust.
well.
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so
Yeah.
much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her.
Actually, it would be like a
Yes,
final
exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Aw.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do
Aw,
nothing.
Furina.
Furina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway.
See?
I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member. But only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director.
Aww.
Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the
True.
unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What happens to them?
Ah, she wants to know it all. A verdict can bring emotional catharsis. They come pouring out and flow away into infinity.
An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before. And so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Understand. Okay.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
Byron.
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to
Swine.
join me?
Come
Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Oh, since it's you, I'll do it.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Furina's performances.
I know.
As, of course, we all are.
Aww.
Alright, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
No, honestly, I love Furina. Like I know her like personality at first was like too much, but like the thing is, the way they've done it, I just like all of the reasonings and stuff that now we know why. I just can't not love her. Let's go. Oh, we need to enter in. Okay. Knock knock, we entering in. I think they've just done really well with her. Ooh, this is so pretty! Look at that!
Huh?
This looks so
Lady
cozy!
Furina?
Ooh.
What's Lady Furina doing here?
Hello all.
Hello.
Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Furina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant.
Yay.
These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Furina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
Yes.
You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh,
Aww.
please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on
True.
the fun.
They see it
So
that way.
you were saying the Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One
But-
of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
But do you see how they could like just literally make it the previous director become that little Oceanid in a way? And make it like a tiny bit about her?
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Finding an actress was the least of your problems.
We've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal
Oh.
with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with the script.
Okay.
We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
Okay,
We
so they
still
have
haven't
different
decided
opinions.
between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
Ooh.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this, not just our own.
True.
And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors.
Why?
The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script.
Oh.
But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him.
He's been living
The
in
other is
a
Vilmont,
basement
who
trying to
plays
finish
the main
it.
antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since.
No.
He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to
How
make
can
of
they
that.
practice?
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Furina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Oh?
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop. You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a
She's so
bad way.
cute.
I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense.
Rally the troops.
Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago. Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last
Okay.
thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Yeah, good. Furina looks a bit down. No. Something wrong?
Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
Aw, she's still like feeling bad about it. This is a really nice area. Little bed. That's actually a nice window. Light. He's touching up the clothes. This is the corner that Kazuha would absolutely love. So many hats. So many hats. Okay. Let's go to Poisson.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Oh,
Who is it?
who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
All right. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Great
Nice
news.
try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay,
He's not gonna
then.
believe.
Looking forward to your masterpiece.
He's not gonna believe that there is Miss Furina.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show.
Yeah, because
Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
exactly.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson.
Hello.
I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Furina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Oh,
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
yeah. Aww.
How are things in Poisson now?
Poisson.
Any better?
Aw.
Things are on the mend,
Furina.
but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
I feel bad.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Aww.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point.
Aw.
But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay.
Mm.
These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done.
Literally like
Brings
Meloose.
me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
True.
To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Furina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it
Oh.
means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
Oh, oeft though.
Thoughtful of you, Navia.
But yeah,
Well,
Navi is
what do you
MVP
expect?
overall.
I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after
She
all.
is.
Like my
She's a
father before
queen.
me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Yes. We will do it. Got it, Navia. Navia.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there. I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with, so maybe she's right. You're the closest thing to friends that I have.
Furina. It's okay, we can be your bestie. It's okay. It's okay, Furina. We got you. We got you. Oh, they're looking. Yeah.
I'm so
She is so
grateful that Miss
honest.
Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here.
Like,
Still,
it's
I felt it was
traumatizing.
something I had to do.
Hmm.
As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're
Oofed.
more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy Navia's lie. No,
Yeah,
honestly, like
I
they're
can tell
not
people are
they're not
watching me.
blind.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I
True.
used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
Furina.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Maybe you've taken on a bit too much in one go. Wait, I know, me too. It's
What
not
do
like
you mean by that?
I don't know.
You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my responsibility forever?
Not like that.
There seems to be a crowd gathering over
Oh
there.
no. They're not staying quiet either. Yeah, like they're
Probably
getting
time we
louder.
made a move.
I made the
How
move
about we
because
check out
like
Spina di Rosula
it's because
ship?
like yeah, they've been
We
here
should
for a
have
bit.
a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
It took like a bit of time since we were talking here, so can I just teleport? Oh, it's the up part. I thought it was like on the other side. Okay. Let's go there. Let's go there and hopefully. He seems troubled. They seem troubled here too. Why are they scratching their heads? They're all scratching their heads. Okay.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll. And here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
No, you're fine, Furina.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your company. so please don't disappear just yet.
Hmm.
I don't know whether you can tell.
Look, we are sitting on the
but
edge.
The years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind.
Furina.
One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant.
You look so worried
They
too.
thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Yeah, don't be harsh on yourself. I
I've
feel
had
really
to go
bad for
through
her.
so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth.
She had
As time went
to.
on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of
I don't
being
wanna
left
cry
all
here.
alone.
Yeah,
weeping
like
on
it's
my
like
own. Fortunately, we were able
It's
to
the
avoid
pain-
the
it's
worst case
pain-
scenario
the pain in the
thanks to the
heart.
help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed.
Aww.
I have no further use to people.
Furina, it's not
I
like
would
that.
have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your
A
reward.
reward?
Because now you can finally speak your heart, and you don't have to be anguished and alone anymore.
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust.
Aww.
I
Furina.
had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining
Furina.
relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
You at heart, Paimon.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
What Paimon was meant to say, she doesn't like to see you so down.
I do.
You have to
I
like
once had nothing
carry
but the
Paimon,
truth,
otherwise
and now
we lose
I'm
Furina.
finally free to live my own life again.
Like Paimon.
And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right,
Aw.
it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Like, I feel so bad for her, but now like we can actually see her as her. The character development. Well, she was always there. She just couldn't confine them, but still.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips.
Fish
you
and
know?
chips.
Come on.
We are en
It's not every
poisson.
day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food.
Oh, the free
But anyway,
food.
my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours.
Oh
I've
my
spent my
God.
whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh
Aw.
no, looks like they're arguing again.
She cares for him. Oh, Genshin is getting better with their
Differences aside for a moment?
character writing and stuff.
you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were
Hopefully.
discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Well, what are you playing?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
Oh.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Oh.
Sorry.
No. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
And then they turn to
It's the
Furina.
most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah, they did actually.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking
That
whatever work I
stings.
could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a
I'm
time.
already like struggling.
It
That's
was like
so
that
fucked
until the
up.
director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up.
Aww.
I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible
Yeah,
person.
she definitely does.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people
That hits
in
a
it.
bit too close to me.
All of us were so proud to call her our director.
That chronic illness part. Bit.
I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer."
Ah.
It was just to taunt me though. I was an easy target, and they knew it.
Aww.
One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
That's like a really
Let me
bad
guess.
state to be
Fortunately,
in
the
the
next person you
mindset.
ran into was the director.
Yeah,
Basically.
for the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh, you're finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Aww.
Here.
Even so, this is just... Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script.
Okay.
I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes.
No.
The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing.
No.
The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Somewhere when I finished the quest, I think something like that.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity.
Huh.
There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to
Aw.
find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
No.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover and the rest of humanity.
Aw.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well,
Like-
she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for
Aw.
her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right?
Yeah.
And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world.
Yeah.
If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible.
But how would they do that?
What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
Yeah, the audience
That
would be
ending
like,
would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city.
oh?
We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came.
Why?
By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared
Why
without a
would she-
trace.
Did
We
you
looked
know
for her.
something?
The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
Just the lunatic.
But doesn't
Sure.
the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was
Yeah.
about to happen?
That's what I said.
It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
It does.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Yeah.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Dozio, I see you redeemed an account to you. After the quest, if that's fine, as I'm recording this as well.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
Aw,
What? You kept that one
that's
quiet.
a twist. That's a turn.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how
Oh.
we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her,
Aw.
and she never considered us as potential romantic partners.
Hmm.
Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was
Oh.
expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd
Oh.
always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
Hmm. I
So
feel
if
bad
I'm
for
the one
him.
writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
Aw.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont once and for all.
Yes, we need
face
to meet
face.
the Vilmont.
We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final
Yeah,
decision.
they have to, or like
Well,
find the
that's
middle
where
ground.
we're at. Looks like it's time to go visit Vilmont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes.
Let's go.
Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
Allons-y. She sounded so bougie. Wait. That's like a ginger doggo. Hello. You're mine now. And no worries, Johnny. Get some good rest and sleep a nice Sunday. Thank you for popping in. And I hope you're gonna enjoy your Furina from the pools. I'm actually curious how this is gonna play out. Like, and who's this woman?
Oh, this is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
Aww.
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
Oh no. She's like, you outgrew yourself, so I could ask you the same question. Ain't no way. Good night. Okay, let's do this.
I
Oh.
think this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry.
Oh my god,
we
he's
should
just
all
slime.
be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
Imagine.
Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. Furina said so
Look at the
herself.
Traveler and
Precisely.
Paimon.
And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put.
Look.
I'm more like a
Look at
damsel in distress more than anything.
I love
Sounded
this.
so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Look at Paimon too. No, I love the facial expressions. This doesn't require god level powers. Don't you know any
Hey,
self-defense?
lay off, all right? My bluff is hanging from a thread here.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I got carried away. Please help us out, would you?
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
It's
Don't worry,
okay.
piece of cake.
For you, Paimon, surely. Because we can definitely fight Hydro Slimes with like a Hydro Furina. It's okay. We have like Risley, and then we have for the Hydro, and then we have for the Cryo, we have the Hydro.
Silence.
So we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Okay. Okay.
Strike a pose!
Strike a pose! Oh shit, there is more! Okay. I didn't expect that.
Let the world collide!
Settle down.
Woo!
What now?
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards. Let's go. Boom. Boom. I don't know what I'm doing, but anyways.
Vilma, are you there?
Yeah, Sulman.
Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
Visiting you?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
Hehe. Delphi explains the whole sequence of events so far to Wilmot.
You think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
Yes.
I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show.
Why?
If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us.
Oh?
We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
What is the
Vilma,
can of worms?
Avoiding the truth will not help
What is
anyone.
the truth?
Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Vimo. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show.
Look at him.
The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
Exactly. Look at him.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire.
Okay.
So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during
Their
performances.
drinks during performance.
It seemed like a win-win. So, I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was
Oh.
only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized
Oh?
the drink in question was synth.
Oh?
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I remember that it induces a state of euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us
See, for damages.
The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
But then what?
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault.
What? Okay.
But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day.
Oh no.
I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
Yeah, you brought the director to attention of the scene dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her!
And I can't believe that actually was the reason.
How could you be so stupid?
Of course he's taking a shit ton of time to recover.
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
No, you're fine.
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly.
He is not fine, however.
I wanted to apologize to everyone in
Yeah,
the
but
troop,
like,
but
yeah.
that won't bring back the director.
Exactly, that won't bring back the director.
What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve.
That would be better than
in my
you putting
life.
her in that
So I can meet the
situation.
director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost. I don't ever want to see your face again.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at
I
each other for
didn't.
long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe?
I did get her, but I lost to her to Chi.
You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
Ooh.
You're right.
Look at her. No, I did get her, but I lost her at first.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe.
Yeah,
What
she
she
did.
wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why
I
you're
love
trying
her.
to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for
Look
you?
at her! She's slaying this.
So
Oh
think
my
hard about what that
god.
means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring
True.
yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go.
She's very Dolphy is this laughing, but no, she is. I'm really glad she's got that
What are you
development.
laughing at?
The change.
I don't see what's so funny.
She's different.
Sorry,
I love her.
I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again.
There we go.
If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Look at that.
Really?
Let's go.
But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really
The
puts
grass is
everything into
so big.
perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about
The,
it?
the
Clearly,
ending.
everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the
Exactly,
fray.
you need to cool down.
The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Look at
Well,
that.
We'll leave this in your capable hands.
She is very capable.
Let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
She now like sounds like so much more like serious and like down to earth, which I love. Like I love the character development and like the fact that like she was willing to put all of the kid just to bear like all the burden and protect the people. It's insane. This makes me happy I got her, even though I got the Chi-Chi first. And even though I don't really have any weapon for her apart from this.
You want to review some recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case? But, that case has been closed for quite a while now. Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
Celine, you're MVP! Celine sends a staff member to retrieve a box of Aurelia's former...
This is all Aurelie left behind.
The items.
Just whatever she was carrying on her person, and this tattered old notebook.
I wonder what happens in that notebook.
It's full of script lines. And sketches too!
Ooh!
Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Ooh, that's actually
Let
really
me
good.
take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped.
Would there be?
Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Oh my
Vacher
god.
took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
It's insane.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators.
She's a star.
Wait,
I like Aurelie.
It cuts off.
Something
Her
wrong?
handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line.
Yeah.
She probably didn't have much strength left.
She wouldn't have
Her
had this
final
training?
words are... I'll let you read them
What
for
does it
yourself.
say? Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps the 7th? Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I long since lost track of time. Sorry, I don't know if writing this is of any use or how much longer I can do it for. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I'm so sorry, I can write no more. Seems like there is like more to go to the side. Ah, my camera, than the thingy. So like, that messed up with her already. Okay, let's see. I think I have a fever and my stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Cressy. The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes so long as the experimental subjects can be used up before they die. It is so damn here I can given her my blanket. So cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. Oh no. If anyone sees this truth, save I them important. Oh, this is for yeah, that's what she mean. Please, farewell, apologize. Please perform future regret, Cleo. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. Yeah, so basically she wants like to perform, and she hopes she kept them safe then? From this page onward, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings. Others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It is apparent that the pages have been referenced often and that this was a personal notebook of artistic director Aurelie. Shit!
She was so terrified.
Like, they took experiments on them as well. She watched the girl get dissolved right in front of her and had to wait for her own death in silence, basically.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but
that's so sad.
At the end of the day, she was only human.
So sad.
I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Huh? Okay. Flipping through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are two new lines Aurelie has written, in a handwriting much more legible than before. But it seems that they took her both great effort and great deal of time to write. Okay, let's see. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? I am an older sister to them. I love them. What? Wait. Is talking about Furina?
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no
Or
one.
who is it?
You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this still what you want?
What?
Isn't it the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Wait, hold up.
Because I am an older sister to them.
She is like an older sister because like she's taking care of them. But like what? Wait, okay, what does it mean?
So she didn't regret her decision, even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration.
She wanted to
love,
protect them.
And she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director Aurelie's final thoughts.
My lips are like really dry. I know this is a bit random anyways. But that's really sad though. Like, she's like literally protected them. They meant a lot to her, and like, you know, like Dulvey, like she said like, oh, probably must have felt like a burden, but I don't think she was like a burden to Aurelie. Okay, let's go in. Let's tell them. It's like a big sis. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision. I like the music.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Yeah.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
Basically,
she did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary.
They can decide on the ending.
If we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance. to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus.
Aww.
I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance
And yes,
of
yes,
your
I
lives.
answer.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance.
She
And
is
aren't
talking like a
human
true
emotions
expert.
Love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe
this woman
anybody
right
could be
here
more
could
committed
fool
to
people
bringing
for
this story to
500
life
years,
on the
so
stage than they
that's
are
true.
now.
Apart from her good
Thank
performances.
you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Let's do it.
Actually, before
Let's
that,
do it.
I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Oh?
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
No objection. Let's go.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Let's go.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
Oh?
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary
Oh,
show,
look at her.
you need an extraordinary stage.
Ooh.
By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Ooh.
What?
Let's
That's never
go.
gonna work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
Oh, we will
What
do
are you
it.
afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine.
No, that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you?
And oh my god, I hope she is and you're okay. And hi, Nia-chan. They have to agree. Come on, it's gonna be performance.
I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too.
Aww.
Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I
Yeah.
know just where to find him.
I wonder where. Okay. Let's see. I mean, of course, he will be in the Palace Marmonia. And around. And I mean, sure.
Hey, look at that.
You can ask me something,
Looks
but
like I guessed right.
I can't do
You
the
were
other
just
thing because I'm
guessing.
not a cat. You were just guessing!
I knew you'd be here.
Hello, Nicolette.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina.
Oh.
And you too, Traveler in Paimon. What
Miss
might I assist you with
Furina.
today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult.
Yes, I
The
saw.
story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage.
Oh, let's go!
I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
I think Nicolette is happy
Yes.
for her.
And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
Aww.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life.
No, I'm
Now
glad,
that you've regained
happy
some
that
confidence,
she is like getting
have you had
better,
any thoughts
and then
regarding
like
return to the
Nicolette is
stage?
happy for her.
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences
Ooh.
and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It
Ooh.
would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor
her
do I think
boundary.
it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
Aw, Furina.
Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details
I
are
love that
confirmed.
Nicolette also like
Nervalette.
is like now like obviously not having like any anger
You
or
are very
anything like
welcome.
that, especially like how he felt at the point, like, you know, for the majority of the quests and stuff. Like it really shows. I'm gonna see what I'll do at the end of the quest. And I think like, wait, where can we like just teleport? Yeah. We'll see. I feel like it's not gonna be a very friendly nation. For instance, like Inazuma wasn't very friendly nation, like in enemies and stuff. And like areas, so I can expect that with Natlan. So how we have in Dragon's Pine, like Sheer Cold, maybe we'll get something like from Signora's boss with the fire, I would imagine.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked.
Yes, let's
Thanks
go.
to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Nervalette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special
An
performance.
impassioned speech.
We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast.
We got
Now,
the good
Let's
cast.
work together and make this show the best it can be.
Let's go.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation?
Constructive?
That's great!
Communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
Aww.
It's amazing.
That makes me happy.
Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen
She
about it all.
is.
She's really fired everyone up.
I'm like really looking forward to the final production.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Let's go.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Ooh. Practice. Can we see the practice then?
That cursed Cleo.
Oh, it's a performance.
She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud,
So pretty.
and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If
What?
Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Oh.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Aww. That is a lot of people. Ooh, they gave her the blue
Everyone's
hairs.
really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only.
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage.
Oh no, she's not feeling well.
Why? Why does it have to be now?
So it will be Furina.
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now.
She's not feeling well, I think.
Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds?
It's because
Did
they're
they
new.
stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
No.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my
Yeah, how dare you?
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
There we go. It's gonna be Furina.
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Please.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
This sounds like...
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Well...
Thank you, Miss Furina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position.
Kinda
after
called it though
everything
from
you
the
said.
start.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep.
Yeah, they
No
should
one likes
know how much
regrets,
sense they
myself
have,
included.
since they have, but...
Leave
yeah.
it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question.
Ooh.
After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
Oh?
It's her pure heart.
Ooh.
Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the
Oh,
beauty
it's like
in this world.
Furina. No.
Well said.
I tear up.
I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Come on. I know, Furina, you can do it. You're gonna shine like a star. She should like change though. Look at her. The slow walk. The tracking. The light. Oh yes, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. I'm excited for this. She didn't change even to the like outfit. She's just like going by the default thing. Or what is happening?
Is she here yet?
Will she get here?
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Oh? Look at that! Oh my god, the goosebumps, no! Okay, this is so pretty! Wow, this is so good! It's singing in French, too! Oh my god!
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become
Oh,
human,
that's it!
you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Oh my god. This is so good. I'm actually having like shivers. This is so good. Wait. This is like very like grabbing with the heart. You know how they do those things? Heart grabbing moment. Wait, that's a vision! Oh my god. The pain! This is so good! What the heck? Tears. We are like, yeah! The Traveler 5 and they're also on the stage there.
Who's that lady Furina on the stage just now?
Oh, it took you so long to realize.
She hasn't been seen for a while now. And she just appears out of nowhere?
Yes.
I say, though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Ooh, nice. Played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognize me.
Yeah, how they wouldn't recognize you, literally.
It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself.
Aww.
Even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Furina after all.
Oh,
she's back.
Oh, they couldn't tell.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision.
I'm happy she got her freedom.
We just didn't want your contributions to
She's
go
just very
unacknowledged.
cute and bratty.
After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later,
Oh,
or
yeah? Well,
hundreds,
since you think it's
thousands.
so easy,
So
you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all,
I mean,
but can we
okay.
talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Is the fact that they were trying to drop
let's
the
go check on her
fiction
as
and they
soon as we
got
finish
the
clearing the
real
stage.
one?
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Oh, there's a lot of people. How far we need to return? We need to like return to their like house. Oof. Yeah, twitched. I hope you're okay, by the way. And hi, Cass. No worries. I hope you're enjoying the Baldur's Gate. Hey, he brought her back. He brought her back.
Ah, you're back.
Yes.
She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
Yes.
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage! You'll probably be able to read all about it in the
Just Charlotte is just gonna be like,
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
No, don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on
Furina
this
is just too
memorial
nice.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly.
Yeah,
in
her
life.
voice is so much better.
I'm just happy to
like
know
that
that we
when
went
she's
out
like
on a high note.
now like
That's all that
showing
matters.
other side.
Blaming your bad luck
She's
again,
really
are we?
nice.
Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much,
He's
your
just calling
illness
her
wouldn't
out.
be flaring up all the time.
Yes, it's a bit less abrasive. And Yanya, please refrain also from mentioning like very sensitive potential like topics to certain people. This is
Don't
not the
you
place.
start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
Paimon is like,
So,
nah,
Any
yikes.
plans for the next step?
With these people.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
Look at that.
No,
Why is he worried
we
there,
should
so?
still disband.
Oh, do you want to disband still?
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
Aww.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space.
Aww.
Maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk
Yeah. They do. They give up the same vibe. Those two researchers. No, I would never like to be seen with them. No, with him, with her. No. I'm a camera.
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another
Oh,
troupe.
and look at him. I mean,
After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
ooh.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well.
They're so in denial.
What about you, Miss Furina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined.
There we go.
Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. Maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Just do whatever feels right to you.
There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth.
I wonder when that was.
From now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them.
Like she's like, she's proud of herself, kinda. Yes, cutie
I want to watch
patootie.
them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time, I'll want you to join me.
Then
Okay,
it's
go.
a deal.
Relax.
If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Aww. Look at that. That's actually so nice. I think I couldn't have found a better suiting topic to revolve around for Furina's story quest. Considering that she has performed for 500 years, it's really nice to see how Furina has changed from the Archon quest and being able to see a realer side of her. Her changing and doing for the better has ensured that she would get a vision, and it's nice to see that because she's definitely one of those characters that deserve. It's still nice to see that she still has some of that dramatic flair and is using some fancy words at that time. She's like, I'm so knowledgeable, I'm the Miss Furina. And I'm really glad that when we met Newellette, he doesn't hold a grudge nor feels angry at Furina because she's done only what she was pretty much set to do and kinda cursed to do. So for those who watch this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed this quest. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitch. Bye and take care. Stay hydrated. Bye-bye to you.